Good morning, all my followers. This is Sean from Local Energy. Saturday morning. Don't mind the beautiful hairdo. Just ate breakfast. Haven't really had a chance to get moving for the day yet. Taking a day to kind of relax here for at least an hour or two. One thing I want to talk to you all about, and something you really need to pay attention to, is heat loss calculations. When you're having any kind of a heating system at all quoted or installed in your home, it's very imperative that the installation and whatever you're using, heat pump, furnace, boiler, direct vent wall heater, whatever it may be, matches the heat loss to the building. If they're grossly oversized, they're going to cost you a lot of money. A lot of the contractors in the area that I follow in behind to do service, I know they're not doing them. They're way grossly oversizing systems, or they're matching what was already there. This happens a lot, especially with boilers that have a tankless coil. Guys will come in and see that tankless coil and the BTU, because we size off the net IBR rating of the boiler, is 135,000, and they'll put in a heat only boiler. And a lot of the times these days we're doing heat pump, hybrid heat pump water heaters. They factor in that additional 35 to 40,000 BTUs from the domestic water heated side on the coil, and they don't take away that, and then you end up with a boiler that's way too big. So in oil, when this happens, you end up with a boiler that can condense and that short cycles. And then you end up with a boiler that basically will eventually rot itself from the inside out. You'll have premature failure, and you'll have what we call in this industry as a leaker. When you do this with gas, you're just wasting money. What ends up happening is, in the gas industry, a boiler wants to run for its cycle at its design temp for 10 minutes. If it doesn't run that long, it doesn't condense and isn't getting its outputted efficiency ratings. So what a lot of you don't know is, when you bring return water temps back to a boiler at 140 degrees or less, it causes the water to take and condense in the heat exchanger, and it basically rains inside of there, cleans up the heat exchanger, and keeps everything inside that system very clean and very efficient. The numbers that you see out of a gas wall hung in your traditional fin tube baseboard don't usually get above what you would see with oil. The other thing is, you get, for 1 gallon of propane at the same efficiency, about 96,000 BTUs. Oil, you get about 137,500 to 145,000. So if you're in a position to where you're replacing gas with oil and you're not looking at the overall system efficiency, you're basically going to end up spending more money in fuel than you would with oil. Oil's a little bit dirtier, yes, but oil, a BTU is a BTU. Heat is heat. You can't measure it any other way. So one thing to keep in mind, that heat loss has to be done. It has to be kept for 5 years. And realistically, the boiler that is chosen needs to match that heat loss. Now, I've had 3 instances in the last week alone where I've seen boilers that are double oversized from what the heat loss pulled out. That's a huge problem, because your boiler is basically, it's like jumping in a dump truck. And I use this adage with my clients all the time. Getting in a dump truck, putting it in second gear, and flooring it all the way to the grocery store. You're going to want to take your Mercedes, your BMW, or whatever you're comfortable in and drive. You're going to want to sit back, relax. Maybe you're in a vehicle, an F-150 King Ranch. It's giving you a nice massage with those heated massage seats. That's what you want to be in, right? So be sure your contractor is doing their due diligence, and make sure that the guy that you hire, or the gal, is licensed prospectively in the state and holds all of the available certifications needed to do your job. It's very important. I tell people all the time, I'm as direct and honest as I can possibly be. You buy once, you cry once. You cheap out, you're going to end up spending double. It's how it works in this industry, and it works throughout the trades. You're better off to wait for a contractor that is going to do his due diligence. It's going to be very forthright. It's going to provide a contract, and is going to make sure that you get what you want at the end of the day. And when there's problems after the install, they show up. We give a 1.5 years, which is more than what the state actually recommends, labor warranty on anything that we touch when it comes to a new install. So if we're putting in a new boiler for you, we're putting in a heat pump, we show up and we fix it. I've got multiple clients where we have had problems with installs. Some I've caused, some I haven't. I show up, I fix them. At the end of the day, the client doesn't get a bill if it's within that warranty period. So benefit of doing business with us is that we stand behind what we work on, and we stand behind the product, and we only work with products that our manufacturers have our back on. If our manufacturer turns their back on us, we never put the product in again. I have 13 years experience in the HVAC industry, and I can, not to toot my own horn, but I feel I'm one of the best and most thorough here in Southern Maine and in the Mount Washington Valley area, New Hampshire. So you want a guy that takes a lot of pride in what he does, give Local Energy LLC a call, or go on our website at www.localenergyme.com and go to the Contact Us form and fill out the page, or give the business line a call. You can find our phone numbers on the website. Thanks, guys. Take care. Talk soon.